Don't worry, bonus experiences Baker's dozens of listeners.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
perfect
I'm
the
one of
perfect
them.
sentence to come back on. Welcome back, everybody, to Almost Oregon, and the second half of our last episode here, at least with this uh, particular group of characters. Um,
The
yeah,
universe will implode upon itself, and all that will remain is our memories.
I mean, Estani's really trying hard to make sure the universe implodes before we're done tonight.
I mean, if I could achieve that, check mark, check the box, mission accomplished.
Yeah. Well, Fiddlesticks is about to lead a little adventure
All right,
in search of some Stegosauruses.
give me a lead roll so I can figure out how big your hunting party is.
Yeah, okay. Let me transition this over to the thing so audience can see the rolls. Let me
Putting up the time space chart. The base amounts is just you.
+1. Okay. One.
Oh, you are alone.
Oh. What about our let's see. Time, space, distance. Where's people?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not a people thing.
I gotcha.
I didn't make one for people, but I know. I just use a day, right?
Okay.
So if you can see where a day is, the next one up would be a few days. So you'd have like 2 to 3 people. And the one after that's a week, so you'd have 7 people. And then the one after that's a few weeks, so you'd have like 14 to 30 people. You'd have baker's dozens of hunters at that point. Then you would have a month, so you'd have like 30 people.
Okay. Okay. Well, I want there to be some people, but at the very least, can I count on the rest of the party to come with me? Like, I can't inspire any of the Chinook, but I can get Jordan and Theo at least.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan will come. Sounds like a good time.
What about you, Jemima? You gonna come with me and help find one of these large birds?
Jordan
Delicious,
still
delicious
thinks it's a
birds.
bird.
I was actually looking for some information on my own. I talked to some of the Chinook and I consulted some of my hymnal oracles. So we should be on our way, and I should prove to be a very valuable asset to actually finding culprits.
Oh, well, that wasn't my goal at all, but if we can do that, bonus!
Oh. And then I think we smash forward.
And I will bring the mech, and I go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need that to hunt birds.
I mean,
Yes,
you
you're
need
gonna
to
need that
bring
to
back
hunt
all the
birds.
meat.
I mean, Fiddlesticks has told you how large this bird is, and it's
Well, not
like,
me, Jemima. I think.
well, I mean, as we travel out there, the story keeps getting larger and larger.
This is going to get ridiculous
Oh, yeah.
because Jemima's just going to keep expecting all of us to be eventually trying to find the coyote, who is your doppelganger, and then things are just going to get shifty. This is going to be good.
I mean, well, you can definitely like
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
where the doppelganger is, or like roll to learn that and like try to lead us in that direction. But Fiddlesticks is going towards
Exactly.
where he saw a giant bird
Yeah,
and ate a giant bird, and no one can tell him that it was not a giant bird.
cool. I'm ready. This is going to be the best voyage ever.
So is tracking to find more giant birds, would that be like scent?
No. You're not going to be able to sense any more giant birds.
But I want a giant.
You may roll sense anyhow and see what you hear.
Okay. I mean, he's gonna go. Well, he's definitely at least gonna lead them to the carcass and be like, "This is where giant birds were," or at least one.
Yeah. No, I expect that. You can totally do that. But I'm
Okay.
just saying, you won't be able to sense giant birds for reasons.
Right. Well, I'm gonna try anyway, even though they're not there, and I'm gonna get 6. So I'm probably gonna hear something.
Yes. First off, you don't hear any giant birds, which is telling. You hear lots of birds, but they are probably small birds. Some medium-sized birds, which would be about the size of a person. You hear those. And of course, you hear a coyote laughing.
And that rankles me. Did Jemima mention anything about this coyote or the coyote's laughter or anything like that?
Yeah, on the voyage, I imagine we're all like trading information with each other that's important, just sort of like as we think of it.
Okay.
And when in our conversation, Jemima goes on her spiel, it starts off like she's talking about people she met, and then after talking about that, dead ends, she's like, oh, I almost completely forgot one of the most important things. I had a nightmare that apparently came true. And did you hear about the storehouse debacle with the Chinook?
I sure
I
did.
dreamt
There was no breakfast. That's why we're out hunting.
Exactly.
It's very
So,
disappointed. No party and no breakfast. Just
Yeah.
ungrateful. Sorry, what was that again? Some nightmare, right?
right. I dreamt that I dreamt of the coyote that burrowed under the storehouse and took all of the food, and I know where it went.
Oh, well, if you
Oh.
know where it went, then where'd it
Why
go?
didn't you say so? Let's get right on that.
I don't know. You were talking about these giant birds, and now they're here, and they're very interesting. And I wanted you to go first.
Well, I mean, if you know where the storage food has been hidden, then I mean, that's quite a bit easier than taking down one of these giant birds. I mean, I don't think I could have killed it by myself. If it hadn't already been dead, I wouldn't have been able to feast on it like I did. But where
And
are we
I-
going, Jemima? Please lead the way.
Oh, going
think-
back into the current day, because you cannot go back in time and cause a temporal paradox. All right, even in Blaze in the Dark, you can't make a temporal paradox.
Well,
As far
this
as
is
I
like
know.
this is like us catching up to.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
good.
been. I mean, did we make it all the way to the dead Stegosaurus?
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, how much of that
Like, you
carcass
can-
is even left?
Oh, like 50%.
Wow. I feel
Um,
like it's probably well. I mean, it is winter, so it might still some of it be edible.
Can
Yep.
we investigate it, or does it?
'Cause it's only been a couple of days, right?
yes, I mean it's only been a couple of days, but like it's winter in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get that cold there, right? Like, there wouldn't even be like accumulated snow. I think there would be here because it's probably like higher up in the mountainous area, away from the river valley.
Mhm.
Because Philip Dix wanders around, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole point. Like, you were investigating, you were going off course because of your predilections of murder and death.
I mean, something was dead. I had to investigate.
Yeah. Totally. So you're up here in the mountains. I think there's a light layer of snow, so sure, it's frozen now. And because it's frozen, this is actually why a game lasts in the wild once it's frozen, like animals just can't eat it anymore. They just don't have any way of warming it up. Some animals do, and that's a unique adaptation that's been specifically evolved by those super animals. So there's some frozen Stegosaurus up here. Like all the soft bits, like its eyes and its tongue, which probably would have been bigger in your head. That's all gone. I think probably larger animals would like make big rips in its hide, and the smaller animals would like be able to eat the innards.
Yeah.
So probably like more than like what remains hasn't really been touched that much.
It's like the entire like bottom side that's like touching the ground that's remaining, you know?
Yeah. And you can see like these giant bone spades sticking in the air, and of course its spiky tail. That's a Stegosaurus, right?
Yeah, that's a
he's got
Stegosaurus.
the spikes on
All
the
right.
Yep.
By the way, Stegosauruses probably don't exist anymore because of science, but that's for a tale for another day.
But they have feathers because dinosaurs.
But not this one.
This one does.
This one does not have any feathers. Oh wait, or it does. Is that part of why you thought it was a bird?
Yes, that's why that is specifically why I feel it's a bird.
Then yeah, it has feathers. Then my bad.
Yeah, I mean they've been ripped away, you know, and those giant spades are obviously not feathers, but you know, whatever they are.
Okay, this one has feathers.
There we go. Perfect. Brilliant.
Yeah.
As I see this giant, like, there are feathers everywhere, like strewn about in a circle.
Yeah.
What colors are they?
All the colors.
Mm.
Some of them are even like iridescent purple, where they glint.
I love it.
like these feathers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like some 10-year-old colored it in.
So is it like full rainbow, or does it have?
Oh
glasses?
yeah, it's totally
Or-
rainbow.
Okay, cool. These are cool. I'll collect some of them.
I do collecting the feathers. And I think at that point you do hear Philistix, a giant bird.
Ooh.
But you could also try and investigate other ways of finding giant birds than scents, if you like.
Yeah. Gossip is not the right answer.
What if you turn into a smaller version of a bird, a giant bird, and then you gossip with the other animals to find like I'm looking for my friends.
I mean I kind of like that actually.
You could. So you want to transform into a bird and gossip with birds,
Sure.
or you want to transform into a bobcat and gossip with bobcats? Like, what are you doing?
I like transforming into a bird and gossiping with the birds since since this was birds, so birds know about birds, right?
So what magnificent bird do you turn into?
Boy, if you hadn't said magnificent, it would not have been a peacock, but it's clearly a peacock.
Were there peacocks in Washington? Oregon?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I haven't done research, so yes, there were totally.
I mean,
this is 100% accurate, guys. All right, so you turned into a giant
I mean-
man-sized peacock.
they are there now. I mean, man-sized?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to turn into a smaller peacock? Remember, this is the Oregon Trail days. Everything was huge.
Oh, right.
Because they weren't like destroyed by civilization yet. Everything's huge.
Huge. I mean, I don't think there were peacocks there necessarily. They would have been imported, but they could have been imported.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what would be the largest bird
All right.
be in Oregon? I
Backflash.
guess, I mean,
So some
condor.
Indian traders from the south
yeah.
brought a bunch of peacocks to trade with, and then the peacocks escaped, and they totally ran wild all over Oregon territory. That's what happened in this timeline.
Perfect. Giant peacock. I mean, I don't think that that he is necessarily man-sized, but definitely if he was to display his plumage, it would be like probably 8 feet tall, an 8-foot tall arc, which means that he's probably still pretty large for a peacock.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and gossip.
Yeah.
Let's see how well you roll. I feel like this is going to be difficulty 6.
Oh boy. My gossip is at a +2. Let's go.
Oh,
that's not even close.
They start gossiping about you.
Oh no.
Have you seen that peacock with the brilliant blue eyes? Oh yeah.
He just kind of preens a little bit, but he's like,
yeah, it's so pretty.
trying to convince them to talk to him about other stuff, and they're just like, "Oh, you're so pretty."
So weirdly big though.
Like she's trying to do this thing, and I feel like they're all like complimenting on how large and beautiful he is, and then he gets sidetracked and just kind of is like, "Yes, I am large and beautiful, aren't I?"
Yeah, the bird starts singing about how large and beautiful you are, and then like the other peacocks start showing you their feathers, and they're like, "Show us your feathers."
Oh yeah, he definitely takes time and fans them out and starts strutting around.
So you're all watching this. It probably takes hours.
Oh yeah.
And nothing of any practical value happens.
Yep, definitely.
There's some devilish peacock honking.
Yeah.
The most horrid sound in the universe.
It's pretty bad.
So while this is happening, can I be building a thing to actually?
Oh, absolutely.
Frozen carcass back.
Yes.
So we can actually have something to show for it.
Teo just like, while this is going on, can I do something useful? Thanks.
All right, yeah, you want to build some?
Yeah, maybe like a sled type thing that would be large enough, like a giant sled.
Yeah.
But probably with like several different skis, because the carcass is so huge, you'd probably have to have like lots of long skis.
Yeah, like a giant meat sled.
Yeah.
Drawn by several reindeer.
Well, or
of course.
one mech.
Yes, or a mech. Okay, that's black reindeer. Okay. Yeah, you can
put
build that
on the top of the mech.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, give me a build roll. I feel like this is still an awful lot of meat to move.
I mean,
it's also
good thing
difficulty
I have
6.
magic building.
Yeah.
So I think I have to try to destroy the world. It's the last episode.
Do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do our 2d6 again. So.
All right.
Make the world
one step closer into Doom Clock. 3 out of 8.
2df plus 2d6 plus 4. Got an 18 this time. I literally rolled my max roll. I cannot have gotten better than that.
That's amazing.
I think the sleigh will actually fly if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Seems legit.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Here's a Stegosaurus.
Merry Christmas. Here's a Stegosaurus. That's the epitaph of this show.
Yep.
Thank you and good night.
Oh, gosh.
What is Jemima and Jordan doing during this? Are they watching the plumage display or watching this majestic sleigh be constructed or something else?
I mean, if staring in awe or oh no, what are you doing is an option, then that's definitely what I'm doing.
All right, totally.
I feel like for Jemima, it's a bit of that and a bit of tuning that out. as much as she possibly can so that she can try to map our way back to
Okay.
where she thinks that.
Oh, well, if we're doing something
okay.
useful, I'll help Jemima map.
Okay, cool.
All right, go ahead and how will you help, Jordan?
Well,
the way we help in Fate is by putting aspects on people.
Oh, okay. What do you mean by put an aspect on someone? Like, do I have to create an advantage?
Yeah, you have to create an advantage.
Okay. Then I'm gonna create an advantage with map.
Okay, you're gonna also map to make an even better map.
Yeah, we're gonna map to map.
You're gonna
Sometimes
put
you
your
gotta.
maps together.
Sometimes you gotta map to map. I don't.
All right, do the map. Do the map.
You do the map. All right.
You map.
Map.
What'd you map?
I mapped a 3.
What did you map? Like, what's the name of the aspect?
Oh, okay. Helpful topography.
All right, helpful topography. So you have sketched out a map of all the high peaks so the sleigh won't run into them in case there's fog.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
You don't need a glowing nose reindeer, you just need topography.
That's right. And go ahead and roll your map, Jemima.
Perfect. That was my plan. Cool. 4DF plus 1. How does invoking the aspect work? Or the advantage?
Why don't you just roll first, and then you decide if you need to invoke things, and I'll explain what your options are.
Okay.
That's
not bad.
So remember that you can stack aspects, right? So as it is, if you leave it like this, you'll have 2 aspects to invoke. Each of them could provide a +2 bonus, which is better than just having one powerful aspect. Okay. So it's up to you. I recommend not invoking the aspect.
Okay, because then I
Jordan
get it again later. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The aspect I want to create is like I feel like the way we got here was fine because we're here, but I feel like there's a more optimal route, and I'm just taking the time here to find our better route back.
Okay, so you are finding the optimal route, which I assume means fastest route.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to make it there by Christmas, guys. All right. All right, the maps have been completed.
Huh. If you look at the 2 traits, one of them is 12 and the other one is 25. That's fun.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
The true meaning of Christmas.
Numerology.
Numerology, yeah.
All right, so the Stegosaurus has been loaded onto the sleigh. Finally, the birds stop paying attention to Fiddlesticks because they're confused by the sleigh. Does Fiddlesticks get in the sleigh?
Does somebody call him over and ask him to get in the sleigh? Because I don't think he would just go over there by himself.
But no one's paying attention to you.
I mean, yeah, no one's paying attention to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to jump up on the sleigh. Well, I guess if that's where they are paying attention, actually, I probably would. Now that I think about that.
Yeah, if that's where we're paying attention and you're a cat, you're going to come over and sit on one of us.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how this works.
Also, we've loaded the mech up into the sleigh as well, so we don't have to leave that behind. So I kind of walked that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a huge sleigh.
It is.
It is enormous.
I rolled an 18. It's
Yeah.
massive.
It's ridiculous.
Just hear
It's-
those sleigh bells jingling, ring.
Oh, it definitely has bells on it too. Yeah.
Come on,
Nice.
lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
So Fiddlesticks, in all of his bird-like
Alright.
glory, kind of hops up onto the sleigh in one of those majestic peacock half leap, half fly maneuvers,
Nice.
Very good.
and then honks very loudly.
The deafening honk
Yep.
of doom.
Yes.
All right, who is going to guide this sleigh tonight?
Well,
The
I have a
pilot.
pilot, so I probably should. But
Okay.
before that happens, I would like to try to create an aspect as well. Can I do
Yes. Yeah.
Because I want to use my machine telepathy on this sleigh. Because I've never
Okay.
flown it before, and I want to kind of like attune to it.
Yeah.
basically.
Love it.
It is also a magic skill.
Sorry?
It's also a magic skill.
Oh.
So, how does adding dice to it work if I've not bumped it up?
You just have 1d6, and you can get to 2d6 by spending a fate point.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's spend
All right. What kind of aspect are you trying to? Okay, you're trying to like
I'm trying to
attune-
put an aspect basically
Yeah.
on the sleigh that is
attuned.
easy to fly or something like that.
Oh yeah, sure. Easy to fly. Perfect.
But
Go ahead and roll your machine telepathy.
All right, so roll. So I would roll 2df plus 2d6 plus
Correct.
3. Okay,
Yep.
I'm getting this. By the end of this, I'm gonna understand fate. 9.
That's not fate, but yeah.
Well,
Ooh, a
it's
9. Yeah. It's strange fate.
Yes.
It's very strange. A 9 means everyone can see you on the west coast as you fly. Yes. Okay. So the sleigh is ready to take you anywhere on the western seaboard.
Good
Okay,
thing we don't have to go that far.
Yeah, we're just gonna take it back to the Chinook village, I believe.
The sleigh seems kind of disappointed. It's just going to the Chinook village.
Well,
But it'll take you there.
for now.
Oh, for now, okay.
This is only the beginning.
The sleigh has like this great destiny. It feels that it has a great destiny to deliver things to people all over the world. But it will take you to Chinook Village.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your pilot now.
Okay. So then I do have an aspect of on there. Okay. My pilot is not gonna be as impressive.
That's fine. You have a whole bunch of aspects to invoke.
That's the point. Plus 2. 4.
So I think it would be difficulty 6. So you just need to choose one of these aspects.
Well, let's use the optimal route. Why not?
All right, you take the optimal route, and you will get there as fast as possible. So the sleigh. You describe it. What's the sleigh look like when it flies?
So I think it's got sides that fold down so that we put them up. So it's got like one of the classic sleigh shapes. It's just massive. It's like probably the size of like a barge or something, like a house barge,
Okay.
I think, to fit the Stegosaurus's carcass on there. We're all sitting at the front. Teo's holding some reins that for no reason he just has some on there. Maybe like they control switches or things like he pulls
Yeah.
here and stuff. And I think it has jets out the back, and then it just starts going forward, and then I pull on the reins and we go up into the air.
Nice.
And it's probably dark by now, so this is why everyone can see it. They can see those jets of fire like a shooting star through the sky as we navigate back to the Chinook village.
I love it.
Perfect.
Very
You
nice.
land in the Chinook village without any problems. All the Chinook people gather on the sleigh, and I assume you cut off pieces of meat and throw it at them.
I mean, that's a little dramatic. So
And also it's frozen, so.
and also it's
Okay.
frozen. That's really the
You-
biggest problem.
You tell me what you do.
We land.
Okay, you land.
I think that during the ride at some point, Fiddlesticks had transformed back into being human, and as we land, he like jumps up at the front of it and like one knee forward, kind of leans over and is like, "Friends, I brought you a large bounty of food. I told you I found it out of the. I told you that story, didn't I?" And he like looks around because he definitely had told the story like 3 or 4 times yesterday.
Yeah, you remember the story.
I told you we were going out and fetching it, but no one wanted to come with me, so we have it all here. Just, I know you all were quite hurting after that little incident with the storehouse, so I figured we'd get a little something. It's frozen solid, but a little fire and get that right up. This should feed the whole village, I suspect.
The people are start singing in happiness that they have been saved from hunger.
And he like, preens up a little bit.
So we can fast forward, I think, to the feast that Fiddlesticks has been waiting for all this time. Do you all let Fiddlesticks take credit for this?
I mean, I'm not so proud that I can't let the cat take credit for it.
I don't really care about credit. And I think everyone knows that the sleigh was my work.
Yeah, there's no way it would have gotten back without you.
My work speaks for itself. I don't need to say.
But Fiddlesticks is never going to give you credit. Just so you know.
I think we're used to Fiddlesticks taking all the credit.
So at the end of the feast, you can hear again the coyote laughing in the forest.
And like one ear kind of twitches, and Fiddlesticks is gonna kind of find the rest of the group and see like where they're all at, especially Jemima.
Yeah, Jemima is. You know exactly where Jemima is because Jemima was helping prepare the feast. And she only just now got to finishing it, and you might have been like waiting for her to finish it because she was busy preparing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like Fiddlesticks would ever wait for somebody else.
Exactly.
They're not doing anything important.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I mean, he's got to wait for the feast because he needs a feast. That's important. But then when the laughter stops, it starts, and he hears it again. He's gonna wander back over to Jemima and be like, "I don't know if you heard that, but I swear I'm hearing like a coyote laugh in the woods, and it's starting to bother me just a little bit. I hate to admit it. It's getting under my skin, you might say."
So Jemima wants to finish eating, so she thinks of a tactic where she's like, describe the laughter for me exactly, and then she starts trying to eat while you like stammer and like try to like describe it for her.
Yeah, and like he even like at one point like tries transforming into a coyote and making a coyote laugh, but it's not the same laugh because it's not the distinctive shifter's laugh. It's his own voice. And then like he comes back out of it and is like, "Well, that's not quite what I meant, but I think you get the idea."
Yeah, no, that wasn't quite like what I heard in my dream or from the forest before. Can you do better?
Well, I can certainly try, but. And he like scrunches up his face and like makes some like weird like facial gestures, but doesn't make any sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like he's about to throw up, and then he just shakes his head, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I don't rightly think I can actually."
You could
Jemima eats the last piece of bread and
Thinking a sourdough and stegosaurus sandwich.
yeah, exactly. And then she's like, "Well, that's too bad, but I think you got close enough. All right, I'm ready. Well, where do you think you heard it from?" And then we're off to the races.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So you follow in the direction.
And
give me a sense roll.
Jordan and Theo are welcome to join us. I don't think I don't think that Fiddlesticks would specifically invite you, not because he just didn't think of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's kind of loudly planning on going after this. God, why did I roll so poops?
Yeah.
Is that your sense?
Yeah, that's my sense.
Okay.
I think Teo would go just because he's kind of protective of Jemima because she's older and she's not like a fighter lady person. She doesn't go hunting. She's like a scholar and a cook. And I just hold my stand. Sorry if that was loud. But so he would probably want to go just to make sure that like it's probably like nighttime and stuff still too. So he'd want to make sure she's safe.
Leaving you all unattended sounds really like a terrible idea. So
yeah, Uncle Jordan has
to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good, Jordan and Dale. Glad you could join us. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this and root out this nasty interloper that has stolen all of the villagers' food.
Heard something about a coyote laughing?
Yes. Jemima said she heard it in her dreams, and now I'm hearing it in the woods.
Okay, that sounds very unusual.
Indeed.
It is unusual.
Naturally, we should investigate.
Well, if we do nothing, they will probably take all the meat that we have brought back to the village. So
That's very true. So let's not do nothing.
We worked very hard to bring that meat back.
Well, like I said a few days ago, I still know the way.
All right then.
And the books come out, and completely, instead of using a map, just looking at books and then navigating as if she knows where she's going, which she does.
Okay. That was part of your declaration that you knew where it was?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, you know where it is then. So, like, you know where it is, but we'll have to make some kind of navigation roll to get there. You're leading, I guess.
Yeah.
Where's your leads go?
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
You have some helpful topography available to help?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
Cool. I might be singing the hymns themselves.
we want to take the sleigh. It's really easy to fly.
That'll be good.
You want me to take on the sleigh?
Do you recommend that after Jemima promptly trips on a root?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because she can't see and it's dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be better. My eyes, they're focusing on the books and not on the ground. Yes, let's take this.
Of course. It's really big, but I think it's really easy to fly, so I don't think it'll be a problem.
It was wonderful on the way here, so it's magnificent. Let's do it.
And now you can use your sleigh aspects to help as well. You have easy to
the point.
fly as well.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll lead.
Cool. So the sound of singing can be heard through the air as Jemima is singing the songs to like bring the ether into focus.
This sounds especially like carols.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's not going to do it.
Yeah,
Do you want to use fate points now,
absolutely.
or do you want to fail?
Or aspects, right?
Yes, or aspects. So would you like to start with an aspect?
Yeah.
Hey, don't we still have that easily navigatable terrain? Did that ever get tagged?
Yeah.
Oh, that's from before, right?
Yeah.
I don't see it. How powerful was it?
It was 1, 2.
Oh, it's gone then.
Okay.
Yeah, might have just been for the scene, which I guess sort of makes sense because
That's fair.
It was for this. It was for this session.
locally. Yeah.
Oh, you mean helpful topography?
Yeah. 'Cause that was
You
earlier.
can still spend fate points on it, but it only has one free invoke, and you used that already.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you used that or not.
Okay.
Yes,
We
somebody used that.
No, we used optimal route. We didn't use helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, and yeah, you have
Yeah,
helpful topography and
Yeah.
easy to fly, but not optimal route. I mean, you can spend fate points on optimal route. It's not free.
Gotcha. I want to invoke easy to fly primarily, and probably
To reroll or to add +2.
to add +2.
Okay.
How many aspects can I
It's
invoke?
gonna be. You can invoke as many as you want to run out of fate points or invokes.
Okay, cool.
Do we have a target number that we're shooting for?
6.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then I'll invoke what's helpful topography.
Okay.
And then
That's 4.
I'll invoke future sight.
Okay. That makes sense because you were
And then
using Dream
yeah.
Eagle.
Yeah, I moved all the fate points over, so
You only need to spend 1 because the 2 for the sleigh were free invokes.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll move those 2 back then.
Okay. All right. So you are peering down from the sleigh, and you eventually come to a bonfire near a river that's glowing with the moonlight. And around this giant bonfire, at the edges between the darkness and the light, there are stacked piles of food. And you see this coyote dancing on his hind legs around the campfire, singing to itself. I guess it's not quite singing, it's like the laughing, but its laughter is kind of weaving a song, if you can imagine that.
Mm-hmm. It's got like a rhythm to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his feet are like pounding to make like little drum sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I get really close to the rest of the group and say, I can see the coyote down there. Are we ready to land? Where should we land?
Around his head, I'd think. Serves him right for what he's done to all of us in the Chinook.
Don't want to land on the fire though. He's not flame-proof, so need to be careful.
Oh, well, that's awkward.
Maybe a little bit away. I think I see a clear ring up ahead, so we can land there. Give him a start. Go there. The plumes, the smoke, and the loud roaring that is behind us. There's no sneaking up on him.
Jemima gets really nervous and takes her hands off of the technology and says, I was never really all that good with technology. I admire your ability to to take care of it, but I'm not. This is just easy to fly. I'm doing something like this. This is too much. Does something bad happen when I just let go of the reins?
No, because I just grab onto him. As soon as
Okay,
you let
cool.
go.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's easy to fly. It's like,
yeah.
It's real stable. It's easy to fly. If you don't do anything, it just kind of hovers until you make it do something. So.
Oh, you know what happens when you let go of the reins? The bells ring in warning that someone else needs to grab the reins.
That would probably be a thing. Yeah.
It's like when you leave your keys in the ignition and your car bings at you until you do it.
It is that.
Yeah.
I kept ringing the bells, telling Fiddlesticks you need to put it on a seatbelt.
You just don't know what the bells mean.
Exactly.
It's just the jingle bells that are like constant, just like ching 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 ching, and like every
Yeah.
ever.
You just thought that was normal.
Yeah, because that's also the sound that like Santa's sleigh makes.
Yes.
It's just
Well, Santa hasn't been invented yet, but
I mean, we're inventing him right now. Is what's
Yeah.
happening.
yeah. Excuse you.
and bring
Anyway,
presents to all the good boys and girls of Middle Earth.
Yeah.
so I think we look for a clearing that's large enough for this sleigh. To
Yeah.
and
It could totally be a clearing. Like a little bit upstream, like this roaring shooting star flies over the coyote's bonfire and crashes in the distance. Well, not crash, but
Yeah.
as far as he knows, it crashes.
But he doesn't hear a crash. He's like, strange.
Indeed. It's a very smart coyote.
Yeah.
So
we sat down, and I said, okay, now what do we do?
Fiddlesticks is just kind of like making like a fist and letting it go, and it's like, well, I suppose we need to confront that man, or beast, or whatever he is.
Yeah, I can't see much more option other than facing it head on.
I'll tell you what, I'll go and speak to them, and if things go sour, y'all can be my backup out here, yes?
Yeah, works for me.
Okay.
Brilliant.
I'll detach the reins just in case we have to run off, so the coyote can't steal our sleigh because it's so easy to fly. That he can fly.
Yeah, take the keys with ya. Gotcha.
you tie the reins to a tree.
Yeah, like I wrap it around myself like a harness belt thing,
Nice.
and then hook it to my belt. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
Can't fly without the reins.
Fiddlesticks is absolutely just going to boldly walk into the area around this coyote's campfire.
All right.
Be like,
yeah, you walk into the area. And then maybe this is something you already realized. You see the coyote look at you, and it laughs. And you're brought back to the point where you stop being just a bobcat and gained human forms.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same coyote.
That laugh is so familiar to me.
It just laughs more.
I was going to greet you as a friend, but you're something else, aren't you?
Why not friends? You
Well,
and I aren't so different.
Well, you did steal from all of my friends and leave an entire village to starve, and that seems rather unfriendly like to me, but your voice, your laughter is so familiar.
Oh, why wouldn't I steal from friends? Well, what's harm in playing a little trick on a friend? They have a little fun at their expense.
Well, it's not fun if they all starve to death over the winter. There's still
Oh,
a
they
few
won't
harsh...
start to that. It's
monsters.
just they have to go fishing.
What were you planning on doing with all of this food for your own self? You're not that... There's not just that much of you, is there?
I was going to eat it, but honestly, I'm full. I didn't really. I'm just going to burn it. It seems like it would be okay.
Ah, that seems like a very wasteful option. What if, instead, we took that back to the village, and perhaps we can find you someplace nice and warm to hole up, yes?
Well, where'd we define that?
Well, not everything is about fun now, is it?
Of course it's about fun.
Have you ever flown on a... he, like, kind of
Wait.
turns over his shoulder and, like, calls out to Theo. What did you say that contraption was called again?
He's a sled.
Have you ever flown on a sled?
No, I've not flown on a sled.
Well, I mean, if you don't help us return all of this, if you help us return all of this food, you'll have an ample opportunity to do so. And that, my friend, I can tell you, firsthand, is quite fun.
Let me fly in your... I've never flown on a sled. Well, no, it doesn't count.
Oh, no? Well,
Oh, okay. Yes. Wait. No, you're trying to trick me.
I'm not really one for tricks, per se, but I am one for having my way. Now, if flying on a sled is not really your style, perhaps there's something else we can trade you for the return of these goods.
All right, let's make a roll. Fiddlesticks.
Yeah. I think I'm probably swaying here?
Yeah.
I think sway is the most appropriate.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's go. I got 2.
Okay. It's gonna help destroy the world.
What?
It rolled a 13.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, there's literally no way I can best that.
He says, I'll make a deal with you. I'll trade you the food for the sleigh.
No.
Fiddlesticks is like, that's a mighty fine offer. I'm afraid I'm not the one that has direct control over that aspect of the sleigh. I'd be more than happy to agree if it was all myself, but
Oh. Well, who is it then? Who has the sleigh?
Standing in front of the sleigh, arms crossed, just like, no. We got them food. You can get them more food. This is my sleigh.
Teo, come over here. Let's negotiate. What is your name, by the way? I never quite caught it. I'm Fiddlesticks, and he just, like, goes up with the one hand to shake hands, and I'm picturing the coyote is still in coyote form, just on 2 legs.
Yeah.
And he
so,
just, like, shakes the little paw of the coyote.
No, I think the coyote's hand, paw turns into a hand, so it can shake your hand.
Okay.
And it's like it looks like a human hand, then it turns back into a paw. And then it gets on the ground and all fours, just like, it starts laughing and says, "You made this? Well, I haven't seen something like this in 200 years. It's time again, isn't it? It's that special time."
200 years, that's quite an age. I wouldn't have expected you to be quite that old.
I step forward. I'm curious. What time?
When the doors open to other worlds, when dreams bleed over from possibilities that in the end crumbled. I guess there's really no harm after all, is there?
I don't understand.
Oh no, that's okay. That's just quite fine. Well, you asked who I am. I'm Coyote.
Well, I know you're a coyote, but what's your name?
No, you don't understand. I'm Coyote. I'm the Coyote.
Like, it's slowly dawning. Okay, so you can stop me if I'm wrong, but I picture, like, Coyote is repeating his name in like
Yeah,
all
it's
of
coyote.
the local trade languages,
Yeah.
so that he's like, no, I'm coyote. No,
Yes.
you know, he just keeps saying the same thing, like the word for coyote, but just in every single language, and it's like Fiddlesticks can hear the capital letter in it, basically.
Yeah.
And it's slowly dawning on him, and he's like, "Oh my! Well, I've heard stories about you.
Aren't they wonderful?
Uh,
And I've heard a story or two about you.
about me, I'm just a silly old bobcat."
You've done well with your gifts.
He starts kind of preening a little bit again.
Listen, I can think of some fantastically fun times that I could have with that sleigh, and you really just threw it together in just a few hours. Just make another sleigh.
I mean, he does have a point there, Teo. Or perhaps you could commission Teo to make a sleigh for you.
I could make you something else, and you.
You... Wait, what? With the food? Yes, okay. Can you make... Can you make me... Wow, what would be the best thing? The coyote is thinking. Can you make me like a giant swan that can fly? Fly very, very high.
A giant what?
Swan, you know.
Oh.
Like he makes his hands in this shape, but his hands actually turn into a swan.
Gosh.
Yes, perfect.
I can try. I think I can do this.
Oh, if you would make me a swan, I will give you this food and whatever else you wish. Just name it.
The other wish I have is that you leave the Chinook alone and you no longer play tricks on them.
What? The Chinook?
It is my place.
Okay. The Chinook. I will leave the Chinook alone.
All right. I know that doesn't include us, but it's fine.
Nope, it doesn't include us, and it doesn't include every other tribe that's in the area, but Fiddlesticks is not going to say anything.
I swear.
And you do not break into their storehouse again. You do not steal their food again.
Of course not.
Okay.
That's repeating old tricks is not
It's boring.
my style. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna build this swan.
All right. Come on, Cody. Get one.
Can I help by turning into a giant swan?
I mean, it would be good inspiration.
Yes.
I would have like a template.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, make an aspect about
Okay.
being a swan.
Let's make a swan aspect. Of course,
Giant swan template.
giant swan
aspect.
template. I'm gonna roll with. Oh, you know what? Let's go crazy. We're gonna go. We're gonna go all in, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll 2d6 on this one.
All right, we're breaking the world just a bit more.
Oh, geez, not 2,200. Okay, my number 2.
It's too many sixes.
It was
yes.
too many 6s. Actually, it was too many DFs, but okay. 10.
Okay, yes, that's a very good template. You are the most swanny thing in North America.
I am more swanny than swans. Yes, that's it. I'm more swanny than actual swans.
Well done. More swanny than swans.
Yep.
Alright, let's build this thing.
All right, you can't have a bigger scope than 4. That's the rule. All right.
I'll do the invoke if I need it.
Oh, this is enough. You can make a swan with a 10.
I want to make it so that it has like little things where he can pull them on the side to make it like flap.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Flap. Flap it.
The coyote, the swan. Then he gets on the swan, and he starts turning around on the swan. And he asks, "How do I fly it?" He's very excited.
I will show him how to fly it. I show him all the levers to pull and stuff. I don't pull any of them yet because I don't want to be on it when he's flying it. But I stand up there with him. I'm ready to jump off at a moment's notice when he goes to pull something, which I expect him to do. But
it happens very quickly.
Well, I show him everything else except how to turn it on. I show him that last. And as I'm showing him that, I'm already walking off of this one. I'm like, oh, and then that button there, that button there, you press that button for the ignition, and I'm already off.
Okay.
And
as soon as you're off, he just presses it like what it knows, and the swan like starts to flutter its wings. And what's it look like when it takes off?
Well, it's probably made out of wood. It's just like this giant wooden swan.
Okay.
That's got like jets on the bottom, so it can kind of go up like that, but with the flapping wings.
Nice.
Mostly aesthetics, honestly. Let's be
Nice.
real. And then
The coyote has like one of the like I assume it has like ropes on it in its mouth, and like it's like hind paw on a lever, and it's like got its tail wrapped around like a wheel that you got to crank, and it's like going up into the sky.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna watch Coyote like taking off, and I'm like, okay, let's go get the food and take it back.
All right. But while you're watching, Coyote starts to laugh, and because it's laughing, it can't hold on. The rope slips out of its mouth, and you watch the swan dive into the ground in a giant fireball.
Oh no. But that's a bit disconcerting. I do think he's all right there. Maybe we should go take a look. Also, something about the fire. I'm a little concerned.
Wouldn't hurt to go look.
Jemima's a little ambiguous on about this idea, so she's going to be like, she's gonna look at the food and she's going to be like, well, if none of the rest of you are going to help me pack this up, then I am going to start myself, and when you get back, I expect you to help me finish packing the rest of it. And I'm going to do all of this myself.
Fiddlesticks takes that as a leave and bounds off into the forest after wherever Coyote crashed.
Which it pretty much is, yeah.
I am torn whether or not I should go after Fiddlesticks or not, and just stay and help Jemima. Like, I want to help Jemima. I want to get out of here before Coyote gets mad. I don't know. I think that indecision ends up with me getting like maybe nudged by Jemima, like, don't just stand there. If you're gonna stick around, help me, and I start helping to pack up the food.
Very good.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks is gonna bound through the forest and find where Coyote crashed.
All right. You find the. Now I can.
Okay.
Were you saying something before?
No. I'm having some connection issues, and my stream keeps dropping like bits of your sentences. So I've been trying to follow what's going on, but I keep missing tiny bits of context because it will drop, and then it'll reconnect, and then it'll drop, it'll reconnect, and so I hear the beginning of a sentence, and then the end of it, and then an action, and then like you're doing something else.
Well, you sound perfect.
But I think I'm going to follow Fiddlesticks. We'll split the party that way.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Fiddlesticks is pursuing Coyote, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who crash landed
There goes
in the
the connection.
forest.
So you see the swan burning because it's made of wood.
Obviously.
So you want to search the fire? You don't see Coyote.
Hello there,
obviously.
Coyote. Are you all right? I'm just gonna kind of call out as we're approaching.
Give me a sense check.
Okay, doke. Sense is at a +3. I got a 3. It's not
That's good enough.
okay.
You hear a splashing in the nearby river.
I think I hear something. I do hope that's Coyote and he's not burning up. Let's find out, Jordan.
Onward.
Alright, we're gonna run past the swan and over to the water.
Yeah, the water's not too far. You like get through some shrubs and bushes, and yeah, you see Coyote like jumping in the river. Like sometimes like there's the smoke coming out of his fur, but sometimes you can see like some sparks and embers still in his tail. He's like jumps into the river and like dives underwater for a few seconds trying to get all the fire out.
Oh no! You look you look a little het up there. You need a hand, Coyote.
Oh man. No, that was. Oh, I can't believe
Everything you hoped and dreamed, eh?
I couldn't help it. It was so exciting. I started laughing. It always ends out this way, I guess, but
You know, I have found it's rather convenient to have these hands, as humans do.
oh, I should have thought of that. Of course, you would expect me to fly with hands. Whatever. And Coyote slinks out of the forest and turns into a man. Oh, we lost Ceres. That's sad. We're almost out of time though.
Mm-hmm.
And so Coyote turns into a man. Looks like a Chinookan man.
Mm-hmm.
But then he shape changes to one of the traders you saw, like almost identical to that trader. Like, oh, I shouldn't play tricks on them. That's right. Oh well.
Well, I'm
It was fun while it lasted.
glad to see you all right there.
It takes a little bit more than a fall to kill old Coyote.
Well,
Wow.
then I'm sure we'll be seeing you around, friend.
Oh yes. I hope you enjoy. I didn't expect you to come all this way to my homeland, but it's the best place here in Oregon.
And I think I just kind of like nod and I'm gonna head back with Jordan back to finish packing up the rest of the food.
I want to put out the fire first.
Yeah, putting out the
That's
fire seems like a
smart.
good idea.
The swan
Yeah.
fire?
Yeah.
Also, I've decided that since I lost connection through that whole thing and I don't really know what happened, Jordan is just as confused as I am.
I mean, that sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah, just sort of like, that's a thing that just happened. Okay.
Yeah. I think Fiddlesticks doesn't even think about putting out the fire.
I'll do the responsible adult thing and put out the fire.
Yeah.
All right, I won't make you guys roll for it. We're at the end, at the very end here. You put out the
And
fire.
Put out the fire. We've made
I
friends
think.
with Coyote. Best friends.
There's
As
two.
the embers fade, we're gonna fade out.
Yeah,
Question mark.
there's two fires. Yeah, there's the campfire that Coyote made and the fire from the
yes.
crash.
I
we-
was
There are
talking
two
about the fire from the crash.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was talking about. Okay, cool.
But we can put out
Okay.
the other fire before we leave. We can use it
Cool.
for light. We're loading up.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Be
Oh, yeah, there's-
responsible people.
As we put out the forest fire and teach everyone a moral lesson about being responsible. And
Responsible for destroying the world, maybe.
you didn't quite make it, but I was rooting for you guys.
We
could have
destroyed the
tried
world,
harder.
but not
Could
the
have tried
forest.
harder.
Yeah. All right. So I think Magical Bullshit Time was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
But yeah, I hope that was a good, resolution to these characters. I really loved all these characters, and I'm looking forward to you guys making new characters, and then we'll decide what we're going to do.
Awesome.
Sounds cool.
Well, let's do some shout outs, everybody. Thanks for coming. Starting with Estani. Who are you? Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Estani. I am oh, look at that kitty. I gotta stop for a minute and look at the kitty. Okay. I'm Estani. I am a streamer here on Twitch. Stream Tuesdays through Fridays every week, except for next week, because that's Christmas. So I won't be streaming on Tuesday. So you can check me out there for chill times, cool people. I'm an artist. I have a Patreon for that, so you can check me out on my Patreon, patreon.com/Estani. I have a store where you can buy my art at redbubble.com/people/Estani, where I sell lovely phone cases as pictured wherever Kelsa is on screen. I don't know where below there. And other things like posters and t-shirts and stuff like that. And that's basically it for me. I have a Twitter that I basically never use, so find me on my Twitch. So that's probably the best place. And join my Discord, because I use that way more.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah.
All right, then we're going to zigzag down. Golden, who are you? Where can people find you? And that's pretty much it. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, I'm Golden H. You can find me at twitch.tv/GoldenWH and some other places. On a stream, we're taking a little break for the holidays. We're going to do some Dungeons and Dragons. Also, somebody linked me to this Bears thing. Can I read the Bears intro?
Yes, please do.
Please.
It's amazing.
I read.
All right, here's the Bears intro.
This is so good.
Behind the cover of ordinary society, there is crime. Behind that, there is bear crime. In a world still recovering from the mysterious Great Bear War, bears are not just fluffy woodland animals. They are a menace. Driven to the very shadowy depths of the criminal underworld by predatory government agents, bears across the world pull daring heists to sustain themselves with honey and money. These stunt-driving, safe-cracking ursines have only one fear: animal control. Bears in the Dark is a lightweight, Forged in the Dark game based off of Blaze in the Dark by John Harper and Honey Heist by Grant Howlett. It's an expanded and fleshed out mashup of the two that embraces the goofy tropes of heist and crime movies and anthropomorphized animal stories.
I love everything about it.
I'm going to find somebody to play this game with me.
I have to share
at
this
least
with
it's a
some of
one
my-
shot.
I have to share this with some of my friends because a long time ago I taught a couple of my friends how to play Microscope, and in that game, we all lived in a bearocracy, which was where all of the bears had formed a commune on an island in the Keys of Florida, and they voted on their new bear mayor through trial by combat because bears were not legally allowed to actually vote or participate in democracy, and also there were vampires.
Nice.
It got really weird, but so I definitely have to share this with them because I know they will get a kick out of it.
There's also another RPG you should show them called Drunken Bear Fighter.
Ooh.
It's a one-page RPG where you're playing undercover agents infiltrating the Russian drunken bear fighting organization. I played it once. It was amazing.
That sounds amazing. That sounds great. Go great.
Some of us weren't even sure if we were playing bears or Russians. We got very confused. But we were definitely drunk.
Perfect. Normally I would go to Lavender next, but with them dying of laughter, we'll go down to KingSeras. How are you doing? Who are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm confused by my my connection dropping at the very end there, leaving my poor character going, "Oh well, that sure just happened." If you weren't paying attention at the beginning of the show, or if you dropped in late, you can find me talking about game design, writing, running a game, writing. Oh boy, I quit. I'm done. Good night. You can find my
show us your
podcast.
mini.
Oh yeah.
You should scroll back to the start of the show.
Yeah.
And then
Here's
you should
my
listen to
call.
Sarah's introduction.
Oh my god, I love her.
The bass on that.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh.
I'm maybe considering doing this on commission. Haven't done it yet. I mean, I've done it for trade, but like not done it for money yet. But anyway, you should listen to my show. It's a podcast. It's about running, writing, and designing games. I am an industry professional, so I know what I'm talking about. And that is bonus experience. You can find that at bxpcast.com. You can subscribe to it wherever you can subscribe to podcasts, as we are now on an official network, and that is available basically everywhere. And you can also look for my name in the credits of the Dragonblooded, Exalted 3rd Edition Dragonblooded book, which just got released to backers and should be coming out to the general public real soon. Also in Trinity Continuum, which same deal. Also in Scion Hero and Scion Origin, same deal. I am going to get paid for all of those real soon, so that'll be nice after the holidays.
I like the part where you get paid.
Yeah, I like the part where I get paid too.
That's amazing.
What was that? I think I heard Estani say something.
I said getting paid is nice. That's all.
Getting paid is the best. I like it. It lets me continue to eat and live in a house.
Yeah.
Pay your contractors.
For sure.
Pay your contractors.
All right.
That's
Sorry.
it for me.
Cool. All right, Lavender. Now that you're no longer dying, where are you on the internet? How can people find you? And tell us more about your ridiculous game that we all love.
Hi, I'm Lavender, they, them. You can find me on Twitter at Dark Lavender Void. My username on Twitter right now is Icy Spicy Void, but I love my handle the same. So just go to Dark Lavender Void and you should find me. I'm making a game about reality TV stars that are being influenced by Elder Chores that are played by Twitch chat. And that game is very good, and I'm gonna make video tutorials for it, and that's gonna be super good. I'm very excited for that.
I'm excited for that too.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm Kelsa. This is my channel. You can find me on Twitter at Kelsa, Twitch, and YouTube. It's Kelsa Delphi. And in addition to the show, I play other role-playing games on the internet. You can find me on AP Gaming Reels channel Mondays for Cancol, and Tuesdays over at the Greyhawk channel, where we're playing Savage Tide, which is actually D&D. I love playing role-playing games, and follow me on Twitter because I always tweet out when I'm going live. And also, I've been tweeting out a bunch of art because I've been doing a bunch of art. And I didn't draw these, but I used a adorable little avatar builder to make all of our characters so that we could have little visual representations of them, and they're adorable and I love them.
Oh, you should make them in Hero Forge, and then they could theoretically be printed and I could paint them.
That's true, but that would require this is actually a Hero Forge mini that I have on here right now of one of my D20 modern characters.
Oh, very nice.
Her name was Larissa, and her shotgun would had 3 charges of fireball per day.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Pretty sweet. That's me. That's everybody. Thank you all for coming out. I'm gonna throw us back over to the splash screen, and you can listen to Drummer Boy's amazing music as we fade out. So, good night, everybody.
Good night.